Mike Tindall has never been one to mince words, and when he recently broke his silence about Meghan Markle, his comments were to the point. Speaking candidly, Tindall contrasted his seamless integration into the royal family with Meghan's much publicized struggles. He offered a perspective that challenges her narrative of exclusion and hardship. While Meghan has portrayed the institution as cold and unwelcoming, Tindall's insights expose a truth that complicates her claims. So, who truly has the upper hand in this royal tale? Mike Tindall's role in the royal family has long been known as a refreshing presence. A former professional rugby player who captained England to a World Cup victory in 2003, Tindall married Zara Phillips, the daughter of Princess Anne, in 2011. Despite his connection to the British monarchy, Mike has maintained a remarkably grounded persona. He is often described as approachable, funny, and down-to-earth. It's this unpretentious nature that has made him a favorite among both the public and members of the royal family. His marriage to Zara, an accomplished equestrian and Olympic medalist, was not accompanied by the pomp and ceremony typically associated with royal weddings. Instead, the couple opted for a modest affair in Edinburgh. Their choice set the tone for their life together, focused on family, sport, and a relatively low-profile existence compared to their more senior royal counterparts. However, this low-key approach hasn't kept Mike from forging strong bonds with the most prominent members of the royal family. Among his closest connections are Prince William and Princess Kate, with whom Mike shares a natural camaraderie. They are often seen laughing and chatting at royal events. Tindall's wit and ability to put others at ease are qualities that have endeared him to many within the royal circle, earning him a reputation as the glue of his generation. His role as a unifying figure is particularly evident during challenging times, where he has been a steady, supportive presence. Mike's relationship with the late Queen Elizabeth II also reflected this balance of respect and informality. He has spoken fondly of her, describing moments of shared humor that highlight her more human side, a side often obscured by royal protocol. Through these anecdotes, Tindall has painted a picture of a royal family that, while steeped in tradition, is not without warmth and humanity. It is this contrast, Mike's ease within the royal fold versus the struggles reported by Meghan Markle, that has drawn attention to his recent remarks. While Meghan has often framed the royal family as a stifling institution that left her feeling isolated, Mike's experience suggests a different reality. He has demonstrated that integration into royal life is possible, provided one approaches it with respect, adaptability, and, as he's put it, a bit of humor. Tindall's position within the family is unique. As a non-working royal who earns his living independently, he has sidestepped much of the scrutiny faced by senior royals while still being deeply woven into the fabric of the monarchy. This duality has given him a unique vantage point to observe the inner workings of royal life. His ability to navigate this world with authenticity has only bolstered his standing as a relatable and steady figure, even as others like Meghan have struggled to find their place. As Mike's comments about Meghan Markle come to light, they carry weight because of his insider perspective and his proven ability to thrive where others have faltered. From the outset, Mike's entrance into royal life was low-key yet notable for how quickly he found his footing. Marrying Zara, Princess Anne's daughter and Queen Elizabeth II's granddaughter, Mike embraced the expectations of royal life without letting them define him. He maintained his career as a professional rugby player before transitioning into media work and later co-hosting a successful podcast, The Good, The Bad, and The Rugby. This balance between his personal pursuits and his royal connections sets him apart as someone who could adapt to royal traditions while staying true to himself. Mike has often credited his easygoing nature and simple approach to life for his smooth integration. In interviews, he's described the key to surviving royal life as being nice and respectful. This straightforward philosophy has resonated with fans and royal insiders alike. Tindall's willingness to adapt to the protocols of royal life while maintaining a relaxed, personable demeanor has made him an enduring presence in royal circles. By comparison, Meghan Markle's narrative of her royal experience has been marked by tension and conflict. From the moment she joined the royal family, her integration was hindered by a reported culture clash and a perception that her background as an American actress clashed with the expectations of British royalty. Meghan has spoken publicly about feeling unprepared for the level of scrutiny and isolation she faced. She's described an environment she felt was unwelcoming and emotionally stifling. Her groundbreaking interview with Oprah Winfrey revealed a deeply personal account of her struggles, including claims of a lack of support from the institution in moments of profound loneliness. Meghan's words cast a harsh light on the royal family, portraying the monarchy as an insular entity where newcomers were left to fend for themselves. What makes Mike Tindall's recent comments so striking is how they contrast with Meghan's account. Mike has consistently emphasized the humanity and warmth of the royal family, particularly behind closed doors. Mike once recalled how the Queen managed to diffuse tension during a formal family gathering by making a witty comment that had everyone laughing. "She had a way of cutting through the formality," Mike said, "and she could remind us that she was still our grandmother, not just the Queen." These glimpses into royal life offer a narrative that feels worlds apart from Meghan's portrayal of a cold, hierarchical institution. For Mike, the family's traditions and expectations were not barriers but opportunities to build connections and create lasting bonds. His ability to maintain a strong relationship with senior royals reflects this perspective. By contrast, Meghan's account suggests she felt those same traditions created distance rather than unity. This isn't to say that Mike's journey has been without its challenges. As someone who married into the royal family, he has faced his share of scrutiny. However, his approach, focusing on family connections and keeping a sense of humor, has allowed him to avoid the controversies that have often surrounded Meghan and Harry. A tale of two experiences, the contrasting experiences of Mike Tindall and Meghan Markle raise important questions about the monarchy's adaptability and the dynamics of inclusion within the royal family. Mike's seamless integration reflects an approach grounded in humility and respect for tradition. Meghan's struggles highlight the difficulty of balancing individuality with the expectations of an institution rooted in centuries-old customs. Ultimately, Mike's comments expose a truth that challenges Meghan's narrative. Integration into the royal family may be less about the institution itself and more about how one approaches it. His emphasis on warmth and humanity within the family suggests that the challenges Meghan faced might not be universal but specific to her circumstances and approach. As public interest in the royal family continues to evolve, the contrasting stories of Mike and Meghan show that no two journeys into royal life are the same. While Meghan's struggles have sparked important conversations about inclusion and support, Mike's experience provides a counterbalance. It reveals that the royal family is capable of warmth and adaptability when met with the right attitude. These differences, and the deeper implications they carry, are certain to keep the public captivated. Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee was a historic celebration to honor her unprecedented 70-year reign. The event brought together the extended royal family, including estranged members Harry and Meghan, who had stepped back from royal duties and moved to the United States in 2020. However, their return to the royal fold for this occasion wasn't without its challenges. Tension among the subtle yet unmistakable moments that highlighted the growing divide within the family were Mike Tindall's remarks and gestures, which many interpreted as thinly veiled digs at the Sussexes. The Jubilee was meant to be a unifying event, but the presence of Harry and Meghan added an undercurrent of drama. Since their explosive Oprah Winfrey interview, which included claims of mistreatment and a lack of support from the royal family, relations between the Sussexes and their UK-based relatives had remained strained. Their decision to attend the Jubilee was seen by some as an olive branch, but others called it an unwelcome distraction from the Queen's historic milestone. Mike Tindall appeared to encapsulate the latter sentiment. Reports emerged that during a private family gathering following the Jubilee events, Tindall referred to Harry as a beard. While the exact meaning behind this comment remains speculative, many interpreted it as a pointed reference to Harry's perceived role in enabling Meghan's influence within the royal family. The remark was subtle, but it reflected a broader narrative within royal circles, one that viewed Meghan as a divisive force rather than a unifying figure. Throughout the Jubilee, Meghan's presence drew significant media attention, often overshadowing the events themselves. Observers noted how her every movement seemed carefully orchestrated, from her interactions with the crowd to her choice of outfits. Critics claimed this was indicative of Meghan's desire to dominate the narrative, even at an event meant to celebrate the Queen. Mike Tindall, who has long been celebrated for his ability to blend into the background of royal events while still contributing a relatable, down-to-earth presence, reportedly found Meghan's approach grating. During an interaction with royal insiders, he was said to have remarked that the Jubilee was about service, not spectacle, a sentiment many interpreted as a direct jab at Meghan's perceived attempts to draw attention to herself. The tension between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family was palpable during the Jubilee. Harry and Meghan were notably absent from the Buckingham Palace balcony during Trooping the Colour. Instead, they were relegated to a more subdued role, watching the parade alongside non-working royals. The move was widely seen as an attempt to reinforce their diminished status within the royal hierarchy. Mike Tindall's subtle digs didn't go unnoticed. At one point during a public event, cameras captured Tindall exchanging glances with Prince William, accompanied by what appeared to be a knowing smirk. While the exact context of the exchange remains unclear, it fueled speculation that Tindall shared the Cambridge's frustrations with Harry and Meghan's actions over the past few years. Mike Tindall's remarks and gestures during the Jubilee serve as a microcosm of the larger rift within the royal family. While Tindall has largely avoided public commentary on the Sussexes, his subtle jabs suggest a frustration shared by many within the royal household. His willingness to speak candidly, even in private settings, reflects his frustration with what he and others perceive as Harry and Meghan's disregard for the institution that has defined the monarchy for centuries. At its core, the divide between the Sussexes and the rest of the family stems from fundamentally different approaches to royal life. While figures like Mike Tindall and Princess Kate have emphasized duty, service, and adaptability, Harry and Meghan have pursued a path focused on independence and personal narrative. The Platinum Jubilee highlighted these contrasts, and Tindall's remarks underscored a growing sentiment that the Sussexes' actions have created unnecessary distractions from the monarchy's core mission. In his book The Good, the Bad, and the Rugby Unleashed, Mike Tindall offers a refreshingly candid glimpse into life within the British royal family. Drawing on his unique perspective as a professional athlete turned royal by marriage, Tindall reflects on the challenges and rewards of navigating one of the most scrutinized families in the world. Through humor, humility, and a commitment to staying true to himself, Mike sheds light on how he has successfully balanced his individuality with the expectations of royal tradition. In the book, Tindall shares anecdotes about the often misunderstood customs and rituals that define royal life. He emphasizes that while these traditions may seem rigid or archaic from the outside, they serve an important purpose in maintaining the monarchy's sense of continuity and identity. For Mike, understanding and respecting these customs was key to integrating seamlessly into the family. One story involves his early days with Zara when he was first introduced to Queen Elizabeth II. He recalls nervously navigating royal etiquette but being quickly put at ease by the Queen's warmth and wit. "She had a way of making everyone feel comfortable," he said. "You feel comfortable even in the most formal settings," Tindall writes. This humanizing portrayal of the late Queen contrasts sharply with the more critical depictions of royal life presented by Meghan Markle in recent years. Mike also reflects on the importance of duty in royal life, a value instilled in every member of the family. He acknowledges that the constant scrutiny and public expectations can be challenging, but the sense of purpose that comes with serving the crown is deeply fulfilling. For Tindall, the key to thriving within the institution is finding a balance, honoring its traditions while carving out space for personal growth and individuality. Unlike senior royals, Mike Tindall has the freedom to pursue his own career and interests. His post-rugby ventures, including podcasting and public speaking, have allowed him to build a professional identity separate from the royal family while still supporting its initiatives. This independence has enabled Tindall to be both a team player within the monarchy and a relatable public figure in his own right. He emphasizes that staying grounded has been central to his success in navigating royal life. From openly discussing his struggles as a professional athlete to sharing humorous moments with his children during public appearances, Mike has cultivated a reputation for authenticity. This down-to-earth approach has highlighted the possibility of thriving within the monarchy without losing oneself. Public perception, Mike versus the Sussexes. Where Harry and Meghan's exit has been marked by high-profile interviews and media deals, Mike's reflections in his book focus on celebrating the positive aspects of royal life while acknowledging its challenges. He avoids sensationalism. Instead, he offers thoughtful insights into how he has managed to stay true to himself while respecting the institution's values. This measured approach has resonated with readers and royal enthusiasts. The public's perception of Mike Tindall as a relatable and approachable royal has only grown in recent years. His honesty about the challenges of balancing personal identity with royal expectations has made him a figure of admiration. In contrast, the Sussexes' highly publicized exit has fueled ongoing debates about the challenges of royal life and the ways individuals choose to address them. While Meghan and Harry's decision to step back from royal duties has been polarizing, Mike's reflections highlight an alternative narrative, one that emphasizes adaptability, mutual respect, and a focus on family. Meghan's narrative in question. Many members of the public have expressed support for Tindall's remarks. His perspective is seen by some as a much-needed dose of realism in a conversation often dominated by polarized opinions. His emphasis on humility, adaptability, and respect for the institution contrasts sharply with Meghan's portrayal of the monarchy as an unwelcoming and stifling environment. Tindall's remarks subtly but effectively challenge the narrative Meghan has built since stepping back from royal duties. Meghan has consistently described her time within the royal family as isolating and emotionally taxing. Her interview with Oprah Winfrey painted a particularly bleak picture of life behind palace walls, framing the institution as rigid and unsupportive of outsiders. Tindall's comments suggest a more nuanced reality. While he acknowledges the challenges of adapting to royal life, he portrays the royal family as welcoming and capable of warmth, provided one approaches it with respect and a willingness to adapt. This divergence in perspectives has led to renewed scrutiny of Meghan's claims. Critics argue that Tindall's experience undermines her portrayal of the royal family as a cold and hostile institution. If someone as independent and non-traditional as Tindall could navigate royal life successfully, why was Meghan unable to do the same? These questions have reignited public discourse about whether Meghan's challenges were truly insurmountable. This is a challenging time for Meghan, whose public image has already faced significant criticism. While her supporters continue to defend her as a trailblazer who spoke out against an outdated institution, detractors view her as someone unwilling to compromise or adapt. Tindall's straightforward and relatable narrative only deepens the contrast between these two perceptions. For Meghan, this evolving discourse adds another layer of complexity to her relationship with the public and the royal family. The fallout could extend beyond public opinion. The royal family's reputation for silence and discretion has often worked in its favor, allowing individual members to maintain a degree of mystery and respectability. Tindall's decision to speak openly adds a layer of credibility to his perspective that Meghan's high-profile media appearances lack. His remarks carry the weight of someone who has lived the royal experience and succeeded within it, lending them a gravitas that could further erode Meghan's claims of victimhood. While Meghan has yet to respond publicly to Tindall's comments, sources close to her reportedly described her as frustrated and disappointed. According to insiders, Meghan feels that her experiences within the royal family were unique and not comparable to Tindall's. She reportedly believes that his remarks oversimplify the challenges she faced, particularly as a biracial woman navigating a predominantly white and traditional institution. This reaction highlights the continued divide between Meghan and the royal family, as well as the ongoing challenges she faces in controlling her narrative. While Tindall's comments were not overtly critical of Meghan, their implications are difficult to ignore. By offering an alternative perspective on royal life, he has inadvertently reignited skepticism about Meghan's version of events. The implications of this clash in narratives will undoubtedly shape the ongoing discourse about the royal family for years to come. Which of the two narratives do you believe is most accurate, Mike's or Meghan's? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. We'd love to hear. For now, we're done. Catch you in the next video.